If you're looking for unlikable contestants, Season 16 of Hell's Kitchen will give you plenty of options to choose from. From arrogance and disrespect towards Gordon, to bullying amongst the most unpopular blue team ever, this season had it all. It also had a controversial, flirtatious relationship between Andrew Pierce, who was engaged to be married, and Heather Williams, who was not his fiancée. Heather and Andrew's relationship actually began before they were even cast on the show, which was filmed in November and December 2014. In the summer of that year, Heather was working as a cook at Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. Her mother secretly put in an application for her to take part in the show, and Heather went through an hour-long phone interview and in-person casting meeting with the Hell's Kitchen team within just a few days of finding out about it. 3 weeks later, Heather left her mother and son behind to fly out for a final interview in California. It went well, and on the flight home, she met some of the other applicants, including Andrew. They immediately hit it off and found they had a lot in common, including both parenting a young child.
We were talking before we got casted together. We exchanged numbers on the flight home back in September of that year.
Heather was delighted when she found out they would both be appearing in Season 16, and was looking forward to spending more time with Andrew. In late fall of 2014, 5 weeks of filming began, and Heather felt that after the regular telephone and video calls, the pair were entering the competition feeling almost like a couple. That would no doubt have come as a shock to Andrew's fiancée, who would be spending the next month and a half waiting patiently for him at home. Andrew and Heather's blossoming friendship wasn't shown much in the first few weeks of the season, but by week 7, their flirtatious interactions were getting noticed by both their teammates and the cameras. They cuddled up in the dorms and only had eyes for each other. The pair both seemed keen to take the step from friends to something more. But there was just one problem.
I get married in a couple months, so it's probably not going to be a strong relationship.
You love my dog? Huh?
While Andrew knew that their path to happiness might be a bumpy one, Heather was convinced she'd found something a little bit special.
It's hard to find genuine people who actually understand you and get your personality.
While the couple flirted, they continued to compete against each other in the kitchen and found themselves going head-to-head in the Southern Cuisine Challenge that week.
Andrew's the only one that doesn't have a red coat behind him. It's about that time to throw down with Andrew.
Andrew's dish was judged to be better, and he was as graceful as ever when Gordon announced he was the winner.
Heather, you know how good I am? Why would you do this to yourself? Do you like boozing? Good job.
Thanks, boo.
At the end of that week, Chef Ramsay took the opportunity to reshuffle the teams, and to Heather's delight, Andrew was moved across to work alongside her in a red jacket.
We've spent a lot of time together. We've gotten to know each other. Of course, feelings are there. I can't even describe how happy I am right now.
Over the next few weeks, the pair became even closer, and their suggestive chatter continued, with both seeming to enjoy the other's attention.
You want to lick it off?
Maybe you got it somewhere else.
Gross.
By week 13, as they competed to earn their coveted black jackets, the other contestants had gotten used to Andrew and Heather being together during their periods of downtime. Though the show's eventual winner, Kimberly Ann Ryan, didn't seem very happy about the pairing.
Ooh, mushy, mushy, gushy, gushy.
Love at first sight.
That week, the chefs on both sides were in for a lovely surprise when Gordon announced that he had invited their families to visit. But for Andrew and Heather, it was more of an uncomfortable shock. When it came to Andrew's turn, Ramsay introduced his grandmother and another special guest.
Your girlfriend, Leela.
Hi.
Flying in from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh my God.
Viewers watched as Andrew's unsuspecting fiancée hugged her future husband while being watched by the woman he'd been cuddling up to over the last few weeks. Yes, that's definitely awkward. Fans were quick to share their opinions of the pair on social media, and they didn't hold back. Andrew had already been receiving a lot of flack because of his perceived sexist views and occasional aggressive attitude, with viewers accusing him of bullying throughout the show. But Heather hadn't been a particularly unpopular contestant until her relationship with Andrew developed. That all quickly changed. While Andrew was widely labeled a pig, Heather was branded a homewrecker for knowingly starting a relationship with someone else's boyfriend. However, when more details came out, the situation turned out to be a little less black and white than that. Heather later revealed that Andrew had never mentioned his fiancée during their first meeting on the plane back from the audition, or during the many phone and video calls that took place afterwards. So when she started filming the show, she was in the dark about his real relationship status. And despite the many hours they spent in each other's company, Andrew didn't manage to find the right moment to bring up his wedding planning or his future bride. Heather says that she finally found out about Andrew's girlfriend the night before the awkward family visit, and she was furious when he told her. Andrew was pushed to confess his secret by Heather's co-contestant and friend, Heidi, as they were cuddling in a car being driven away from Hell's Kitchen for a 24-hour break period.
I swear to you, like, if he wasn't laying on me, I probably would have went home because I was going to punch him in the face.
Heather was so enraged that she flipped the table before being called away by the production team, who quickly put her mic back on to catch her reaction. They were too slow, and there was no footage of her angry response to hearing that her love interest was actually interested in someone else. The only reaction ever shown was at the family visit the next day, and Heather complained that she was edited to look bad.
They don't show me finding out about Andrew's fiance and me freaking out. They show me looking at Heidi going, awkward.
The immediate fallout when that episode aired caused problems for Heather, who was very affected by the hate mail and cyberbullying she then experienced. And she wasn't just accused of sleeping with married men. The commenters called her fat, said she was stupid, and accused her of being a bad mother to her child.
I shut down all social media for probably about a month because I went into such a depression and I couldn't get myself out.
Once she explained the situation, some viewers felt sympathetic towards her and believed that Andrew had manipulated her. But for others, there was a clear problem with her version of events, because their friendly relationship didn't stop there. Later in that same episode, Gordon asked Heather to take part in a blind taste-off between Andrew and Kimberly to help him award the final black jacket. Heather tried her hardest to support Andrew by spotting his plate and giving him her vote. She soon found out that she had picked the wrong dish, accidentally helping Kimberly to win and sending Andrew home, to both of their shock.
It was Kimberly's filet chef.
She says Kim. What the fuck?
Heather's fellow Black Jackets were also still convinced that she had behaved just as badly as Andrew. When the final three were discussing who deserved to make it to the final two, Heidi, who had pushed Andrew to be honest with Heather, told her that what she and Andrew did wasn't good, and then voted for her to leave because of it.
So just because, like, I liked him, that causes problems?
Well, it was a little bit more than liking, but...
Okay. Heidi and Ryan are both threatened by me.
Heather made it through to the final alongside Kimberly, where she had another interesting interaction with Andrew. As usual, the eliminated contestants returned to support the finalists during their dinner service. When it was time to pick their teams, Heather had the first choice. From the 8 returning chefs, who would she pick?
Gonna have to go with Andrew.
Andrew, wow.
Despite Andrew's help, Heather didn't win the competition that night. But he was on hand to comfort her while she waited for Chef Ramsay to make his final decision.
Good job.
I just need a hug because it's been a long day.
Oh, you'll be all right. Come on, now you're gonna go win.
Heather's actions and behavior after learning about Andrew's relationship raised eyebrows among fans. They were unimpressed that she picked him for her team, but Heather had a simple explanation.
He owed me one. And I knew that he would have done anything he could to try to make it up to me.
Fans were desperate to know what happened to the pair after the show was over. And there was another major concern. As there was a 2-year gap between the season being filmed and aired, had Andrew's unsuspecting girlfriend gone ahead and married him before she had a chance to witness what he'd been getting up to behind her back, but in front of the cameras? Viewers will be relieved to hear that the answer is no. The wedding didn't take place. According to Heather, Andrew broke off his engagement after he left the show. That left him free to pursue Heather, which he did. Despite feeling sure that she would not be sharing any kind of future with her cheating teammate, Andrew got in contact with her again a few months after filming was completed. And despite the way he had behaved during his last relationship, she couldn't resist his charms. Andrew persuaded Heather to visit him in Philly, where he apologized and promised that nothing like that would ever happen again. Heather wanted to believe he was a changed man, but having been embarrassed by him once, she decided to check out his social media just to be sure. It was lucky that she did, as he had replaced his ex-fiancée with a new girlfriend. And once again, it wasn't her.
He was dating a woman, and she was all over his Instagram, and he ended up having a child with her. And I'm like, thank God I dodged that bullet.
The interest in the pair took a long time to die down. When Heather returned to Hell's Kitchen in February 2017 to take part in Season 18, Rookies vs. Veterans, even Chef Ramsay wanted an update.
Are you and Andrew still dating?
Oh, geez. Really?
No,
Come on.
I'm just asking.
Heather confirmed that they didn't speak and were no longer in touch, and continued to defend herself online against the ongoing homewrecker slurs. When the pair finally did communicate, it was for a very sad reason. In April 2017, 2 months after the show aired, their Season 16 co-star, Paulie Giganti, sadly passed away. He was found dead at home following what police described as an accidental overdose. The Season 16 winner, Kimberly Ann Ryan, took to social media to share her heartbreak and encourage others to reach out for support, which they did. Heather and Andrew briefly spoke following Paulie's death, but he didn't attend a mourners meetup organized in Philadelphia, saving Heather from having to face him again. These days, Heather is still a single mom and works as an area manager at Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom in Pennsylvania. She also works as a private chef on the side. Heather admits that while her 15 minutes of fame boosted her confidence as a chef, her televised relationship with Andrew has also left her with trust issues. While she still receives some online hate under her social media posts, it appears to be dying down as her version of the story is shared more widely. As for Andrew, he is the executive chef at Monterey Grill in New Jersey, and is married with children. He's still proud of his appearance on Hell's Kitchen, though who knows how he really feels about his behavior, or the long-lasting and far-reaching reputation it left him with.